Hello, welcome back to the channel. I'm Jensen. And I'm Mark. Yeah, welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for coming back. Me and little Jency. We're just currently having our dinner. It's a little bit windy, so I'll just tuck in here next to the digger. So if you've watched the last couple of videos, you'll have seen that we're on digging out for a new pond. We're still here. Even though it's been on 2 videos now, we haven't been here the full time just because it has been very, very wet. And as we speak, it is Wednesday. I wasn't here yesterday, it was just far too wet. Monday we had the dozer running, but it's just far too wet for the dozer. It's just spinning and making a mess, so that's why I haven't got me today. So, and apparently it's going to be even wetter tomorrow, so I'll be giving the boss a ring and saying, yeah, we need to be parking up for tomorrow as well. But after that, it's supposed to be nice for the rest of the week, but I can't work this weekend because little Jensen's got his hydrotherapy again at Saturday dinner time. Yeah, so where are you? Oh, a stone there. Thank God, we haven't come across many stones. As soon as I press record, we find one. So we're just stripping a bit of peat off. Just keep throwing it back. How big is this stone here? Oh, not that big. Not that big at all. In fact, we'll just set it there, look. Just something for the fish to swim around. So I have sunk through the peat a little bit here, but I'm sat on top of the clay. The tracks are sat on top of the clay, so I shouldn't go down any further. It's just with swinging around the one way, whichever way your arm pulls through, and you're digging. So say I'm leaning here, so the whole digger is leaning towards this corner here. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. We'll just keep pushing ourselves along. Keep haymaking this out the way. Just keep going along. And Thursday morning, and it is torrential rain. This here is normally just a little stream. Yeah, well, stream. It is very, very wet today. It is so wet, in fact, and it has put down that much rain overnight that the main motorway up past Carlisle is the M6. If you don't know, because I'm Carlisle, Northern England. The M6 is shut due to flooding. Northbound, all 4 lanes is shut. Southbound, I think it's just the 1 lane is shut. So, yeah, motorway is shut. And that takes a lot of doing, that. So, because of the weather, which it was forecast, so I spoke to the boss yesterday, told him about the dozer. It's not really productive anymore. It is just getting that wet. He's not really able to push much. It is just sinking and scratching and just making more mess, really. So we decided, well, to put today in today, since it is horrendous weather, just fetch it back to the yard. So I've come to the yard this morning, fired the tractor up, got soaked, taking the dump trailer off and putting the low loader on. Little Jensen's nice and dry. He sat in the car while I was swapping trailers over. So I've got the heater on, trying to dry myself out already. And I'm just leaving the yard. Yeah, so we'll go pick the dozer up and get wet, digging the tracks out, training it on. It's supposed to be torrential rain until... I haven't looked at the forecast this morning, but as of yesterday, it was due to start raining at 6 o'clock last night, which it did, and non-stop until 10 o'clock tonight. Yeah, today might be an early finish. Get this dozer moved and then I'm soaked and see me going on. But we'll see how the day goes on. Right. Bash on there, son. Right, so we've arrived on site. I've had an early bait. I thought I might as well have an early bait and then I can just stay wet while I clean the tracksuit and get it chained up and chained on and everything. So, yeah, it's still raining. It has backed off a little bit, but it is still wet. So I have to get this tank put on the back of the linkage arms. Rather than screwing around, I'll lift it up with the digger, set it here rather than try to screw the dozer around. So that's what we're going to do here. Oh dear. Get climbed in here, get it fired up. Oh dear. Good God, it's wet out there. Look at the water sitting. Look at the water sitting everywhere. Good God, it's wet. Right, we'll get things fired up and then we'll get loaded up. There we go, loaded on, chained on. Got some empty drums of AdBlue there, take them back to the yard. Scrape some of the muck off the road. Here, all loaded up, get ready to go. I've just turfed Jensen out so he can have a little, do his business. Oh, where's he gone? Aye. Right, it's literally just stopped raining for a second. In fact, it's still spitting, but it's pished down the whole time I've done that. But never mind. Right, let's keep going. Well, there we go. That's tracks all pressure washed out. They're not perfect, but they'll do. I'll give the deck of the low loader trailer a bit of a wash off as well. So I don't oil in the linkages and everything. That's it. I've wiped my face clean because I was absolutely covered. That's it for today. Home time. We're back at the pond and the sun is shining. So I'm currently walking around the level, just marking out a few points, sticking a few canes in because it's going to be dry. It's Friday, it's going to be dry all weekend and dry next week, so we're going to start doing the dam next week. So I thought I'll walk around, put a few canes in. I was wanting a cane just on that heap of muck there. I'm nearly bogged. I've got one foot out because I was bogged with both feet, and now I'm bogged, stuck. Good God. Yeah. I need four-wheel drive. I'm here by myself today, I know. Somebody come and drive a digger to get me out. Oh, God. Right. I'll try and get myself out. I'm free. Managed to prise my foot out with the level. And it's windy. I must have been stuck there for about 10 minutes. And then when I was trying to get myself out, my mate fucking rang us. So I was on the phone to him talking, and I guess, I'll let it go anyway. I'm stuck. Oh, good God. Right, well, we're not climbing up there then. Yeah. Right, we'll carry on putting some of these levels out. Here we go, that's the end of the week. So, yeah, I never did any recording today. I'm sure after the last video, you probably got sick of the sight of moving slop. As Brian said today, it wasn't really much slop. It is drying out quite well. So it's been dry all day today. It's going to be dry the weekend and dry next week. So, next week, we are going to start building the dam. Yeah, I know we've took the dozer off. I still do think even it's going to be dry next week, I think it might still be the dozer. I just feel it's just going to create a bit too much slop. So the lad on the Kibelco 180 is finishing off on his job on Monday, so he's going to come in here on Tuesday to give us a hand, which will be good. He's a top man and all, so it'll be a good hand to have in here. So yeah, that's it for the week. I'm just going to walk down the back of the hill in the dark to get the tripod and everything, because I've forgotten I've left it down here. Try not to fall in the ditch as I go. Yeah, so tomorrow I'm going to go and have a look at these Luigongs, so we'll see you in the morning. Here we go, we're at the Lloyd's Liugong open day. So we've got the Dresser Dozer over there, what's that, 145 over there, and we've got a 40 tonner here which I've just been on. Now we're going to go and have a go on the 933 and have a little bit play around. Now I've been told everything on these diggers, what we see here, comes as standard. Just so you know, I'm not being paid to be here or nothing. It's just because it's 20 minutes away from my house, so I thought I'll go down and have a look. So that's all it is. So I'm not being paid to say anything nice or anything like that. So what I say is what I feel. I'll have a look in the door panels. What's in here? Batteries in there. What's in here? That one's locked. What's in there? Air cleaner, and that does look to be a bit of room in there for. In fact, that's the steps to get up on the engine bay. Aye, there's a handle there. That must be how you get up on the engine bay. What else we got around here? These are handy, you know, little crash bumper bars. Hydraulic pump. Nice big toolbox, AdBlue tank, self refill. So yeah, I've been told everything comes as standard. So all your LED lights, your metal cage on the roof and then the front windows. So we'll climb in. Oh. No, that way. Now that, so, and because it is a Liugong, I was always told about a Liugong, it comes with curtains. Look at these. Look at this. And because the seat goes flat, so you can have a look on that, see? Look at that. Seat goes flat, put the curtains up, and have a little sleep at dinner time. Right. Well, pick the seat back up. So to start it, to push button, but you turn that to the on position, and then it all come up. And because they've all got cords on, so just because it's the open day, we've got the cord stuck on the window. So we'll get it fired up. Well, maybe it doesn't need to be. Somebody has just been on it. Oh, there we go. Didn't need to put the cord in. That's just buzz and sound to test system response. There we go. So, somebody just has been on this. That's probably why I didn't need to put the cord in. You can hear it grumbling away. So it's got a Cummins engine in, all of the bigger stuff. And right, we'll have a bit. I'll set the camera up and we'll have a bit play around. Right, are we on? We're on. Revs up. Wiper blade. There we go. Knock that on, so we've got 360 camera here. Oh, it's got a movement buzzer. I don't know how you knocked all that off. There we go. Is that it? There we go. No, that's not it. Must be the knock off the radio. Buzzer to knock that alarm off. Don't know. That's going to be irritating if it does. Oh. Right. Oh, it just beeps when you slew. Well, I've just I know I didn't do any recording, but I just had to go on that 40 tonner, and I know this is a 30. This is so much quicker. Good God. That beep's irritating. I know that for certain. Good God. that railing that gets knocked off. You couldn't have that beeping like that through a building site or whatever, or even just anywhere. And do your head in. We'll get a good bucket full, and we'll go side carriage, see what she's like. Sure there's nobody there. I tell you what, oh there we go, we can lift the back track up. But she's stable, I like. Yeah. It's really quick. Really quick, this thing. Really quick. I'm quite impressed at how quick this thing is. It just does want to lift up a little bit when I want to pull the arm in. I want to pull the dipper in, and it just does seem to want to lift up. The levers are a lot lighter than the Cabelco, so it does say getting used to the light levers from the heavy levers. They do take a lot more getting used to. And I'll do, because that beeping's irritating me. This is the 15 tonner. Right, so I'll have a go on the 15. Oh. So it did zero tail swing, so there's zero room at the back of the seat, but it's what you get for a zero tonner, zero tail. Right, we'll fire her up and have a go. Right, see what she's like. And it is, initial impressions, it is a porky little thing. Seems a nice little machine so far. First impressions, it's quick enough. That's a kind of slewing uphill with a full bucket. Like it's nice enough to grade up, but I do think it's a a nice little machine, eh? It just does that little, when you go to pull the dipper arm in, it does lift the arm up. Same as that 33. See, it just lifts it. I don't know why, there's nobody around me, is there? It's not quite handy, that. See, I don't really normally have that 360 camera on the Cabelco. So these two, on these two diggers, I used to work with when I was at Metcalf's. Lad on the 42 is Dick, who's the low loader driver. And that on the 33 is Parky, who currently drives a 30-ton case in Shack Quarry. Right, we're in the Dresser Dozer, 16 ton, and I tell you what, for visibility, good God, you can see right round yourself. So, right, we'll have a go because there's lots of people watching. We'll have a go and make a tit of myself. So there we go, I've done my little bit on a dozer. It's not left the tidiest, but it'll be fine. Somebody else can jump on it now. Alright, so I am impressed with the visibility in here. So I'm no dozer driver, these levers do take a little bit of getting used to. And apart from that, it's alright. Everything's runs through the screen apparently. What we've got up here, radio, heater controls up there. Plenty of handlebars to hold on to. Door handle is no, there we go. Big door. Big door. Best knock the thing off, huh? Here we go. Come down the steps. Auto greaser on it. Yeah, look at the visibility on that, like. Right, we're gonna have to go up. We're gonna have a go in the Revotruck. Shut the door, look at that for a door. Door's part of the cab floor as well. So, everything runs off the screen. I'll have a bit play around with it. He has showed me, but of course, I've also just forgotten. We'll have a bit play around with it and then I'll show you. Right, here we go. We're in the Revotruck. So currently we're going forwards, 4-wheel steer. We can just fully spin round at a very tight circle. And then if we stop, this little, can you see it on this little toggle here? Spin the cab round. There we go, and then press forward again, and we go forward. And you can also slew it a little bit this way. So when turn it back so you can see. So when we lift up the skip, spin the skip round. So say we're running gravel up down the side of the road. Spin the cab round a little bit, you can see into the trench as you're going forwards. Oh, I like this, eh? This little spin round. Everything just spins and turns and moves. There's a button underneath the cab steer, you can press that and it'll bring the skip back to where it wants to be in the middle. And then just pull the lever back to drop the skip. It's got normal steer, crab steer, and then there we go, we'll straighten the cab back up. Now then it does, see if you're driving along here and then you set off rotating, there we go, it's knocked us into neutral. As we spin round, all the way around, press forward again, and we'll go that way. Okay, oh yeah, I like this. I like this. And then going forward, we'll spin the cab round, knocks it into neutral again. Forwards. Hey, I like this. This is an impressive little bit of kit. This is impressive, I like this. Right, there we go, that's Lloyd's Liugong demo day done. I'm just going to go home now. Well, in fact I have to go now because Jensen's got his hydrotherapy in about an hour. So, it's been a good day, I've enjoyed it. Well, go away.
Come on, good boy.
That's it.
Come on, baby.
Good boy. There
Where's
we
Mama
go.
going?
That's better. Good boy. Keep going.
Come on. Come on.
Good morning, and it's dry. So yeah, it's Monday morning. We are back at the dam. We're back at the pond job today. Yeah, it is dry. Forecast said last week it was going to be dry all week. Forecast now says it's going to rain tomorrow, but dry for the rest of the week. Just throwing a bit of a spanner in the works because it is lovely and dry on here. So it has been dry on here all weekend now, and it's nice, it's workable. But this rain tomorrow might throw a spanner in the works. So we are planning on going ahead with the dam. I've got spin around here. Dylan is here on the little 7-tonner. So, and we've got the 180 Kobelco 180 coming in. It's coming in tomorrow. So the plan is for the two big diggers to dig out and haymaker the clay down the pond, and then use the little 7-tonner on the dam to track it in and build it all up. I just have dug a little temporary dam at the top of the pond. Let's track up there and have a look. Yeah, so this is the little temporary dam and catch pit at the top of the pond. There's a lad bringing our water pump out today because this is always running. So we'll just put our pump in here and over pump it and into the ditch that we've got going around the outside of the site, just to keep it out of our way. Yeah, so I thought I'll just show you on a bit of paper at how we're going to build the dam. Hopefully this pen works. Thanks to Gordon's for the pen. It's starting to fall to bits. Send us a new one, Ali. So, if I say for example this here is the ground level, I'm going to go along this morning, dig a trench. So this is the top side here and this is the low side. So I'll dig a trench, throw all that spoil onto there, and then we'll get some nice dry clay, put it into this hole, track it all in and everything, and then that's just act as a key. So when all of this dam on top of here, it is keyed into the nice hard ground, not just the flat. Well then, the dam will go up here. It can be quite steep, but I'd rather just gradually. So, and then at the top I want it 4 meters wide, and then this bit down here will be a nice gradual slope. The drawing's too big. So it's a nice gradual slope inside the water, inside the dam. So all of the bulk of the water is always up against the heaviest bit, and then the water should be up about a foot off the top. That's the plan, or 2 foot off the top, and then right at the far end we'll put an overflow pipe through onto the virgin ground on the edge. So that's the plan. So today's job is to dig this and get that filled in, tracked in. That's today's job, and then when the other digger comes, that's when we'll start digging and haymaking this, and we'll start building it up in layers, 250mm layers or something like that. And the little digger, I'll just keep tracking it in, leveling it off and tracking it in as we build it all the way up. So that's the plan. Right, we'll go and start digging. There we go, we're just starting to dig the anchor trench. We've been along first thing this morning and just scraped off any slither off the top. So that's what we've done so far this morning. One of the other lads has just turned up with the water pump. So the little 7-tonners away tracking up the hill to go and carry that down the hill and get that set up. And then he'll come in here once I've dug this and we'll start to backfill it. He can get it tracked in and dozed around with the little blade. So I've got my anchor trench dug. We're now starting to backfill it. So I've got the little 7-tonner in there, he's pulling things, the clay along, and we'll get it tracked in. Right, the sun is shining. Out for a sunset with the subtle purr of a little Honda engine. So we're about to go home, just going to pump out the rest of the water out the hole. He's just finishing off, in fact it looks like he's coming out now. He's just finishing off tracking in. And that'll be it for the day. There we go, we've got the other 7-tonner, other 180 on site now. So 210, 180, and then there's the 7-tonner up there. So at the moment, it is Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. Yesterday was just a write-off. I only did half a day yesterday. It was very wet in the morning, so I just went and stripped off a bit more peat. In the morning we didn't touch this. There's a bit of a pool of water here, unfortunately. We're going to get that away now and then just scrape off all the slither on the top. There's a little bit of frost, but so we'll just take this top 6-inch off and then start haymaking. So we've got Dylan on the 7-tonner and we've got Alan on the 180. And yes, it's a change of hat day. Woolly hat is on. So Campbell McFadden, if you watch him on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. That's who that hat is. Little Jency. Oh, another news. Digger got serviced yesterday from Blair at Lloyd's. Got its, oh dear, 4,500 hour service yesterday. So, all done.
Right, let's get going.
Well, here's progress so far. We're nearly at the end of the first day of bulk digging out. The sun's just starting to set. So I don't know whether you can see on the camera, we'll zoom in a little bit so you can see. Got a big hole dug out here. That's just a good big stone that I found, so we'll go somewhere, even if just left in the bottom of there. So I think we're still, well, we're definitely not high enough. I am higher here than what they are. I do still think maybe another metre on top of here yet, but it's all going all right. You might be thinking, that's a Dozer job, and if it was cleaner stuff, yes, even though it's dry in the bottom, it's still very claggy, and I just feel if the Dozer was tramping backwards and forwards, it would just clark everything up, because even just tracking the stuff in on the top, it goes all very sticky and claggy, and I just feel like if the Dozer was doing it, it would just make a bit too much mess, like claggy, and I don't know whether I'm talking sense. You might know what I mean. So I feel like we're digging it out with the two diggers and getting a little 7-tonner to just track it in, and he's just nipping around the edges. We're roughly leveling it in. He's tidying up little bits and just tracking it all in. Me and Al on the 180 have tracked it in a couple of times ourselves, so it has got a bit of weight on it, and then I say he's just tidying all the edges up and everything. Nipping about on the little digger. It's also getting cold. It's getting cold out here, so we're just kind of, it's not supposed to rain now until Saturday. It's currently Wednesday afternoon, evening. But we are just getting everything ready in case it does throw a shower. So we've got a catch pit down there, which if it does fill up with water, we'll bring the pump down and pump that out. So, aye. So apart from that, job's going well so far. after a shot. And the frost coming out with a bit of steam, heat coming out the ground. That's money, that, isn't it? Hi, morning, it's Friday. It's bonny shot, that, isn't it? The 180 there. The steam coming up out the warm ground because it is a very cold, frosty morning. I think it's about -7 here this morning. So, a bit of frost on the ground. It is also supposed to be the last dry day for a while. So, we are going to try and get this dam finished today. If not finished, I would like it 90-95% done. Yesterday you'll have just watched the time lapse. Let us know what you think of that time lapse, as that is the longest time lapse I've ever done. That was a full day. I set it off in the morning and then pressed stop when we finished. So you'll have seen where the digger's parked up at coffee time and dinner time. So, aye. So, I think it looked quite good, that time lapse. You'll have to let us know in the comments what you think. So, what we are doing and what we did during that time lapse, which you might not have seen in detail, is I'm stripping off. There's 2 layers of clay. This orange stuff, it looks dry, but by the time you move it a couple of times, it just goes a bit spongy and a bit claggy. So when we started, like the first day, it was only about 6 inches deep. So by the time we got mixed in with the red and then with the grey stuff, it was fine. But now there's like a foot, and then here's maybe like 1.5 feet deep. So I am just stripping it off, getting rid of it, making this island a bit bigger. Yeah, just getting rid of it, and then we'll just start here making some of this clay back. So, aye, that's all we're doing today. So hopefully we'll get the dam sorted. So I thought I'd just jump out and show you a bit before it starts to get too dark. Zoom out a little bit. So I'm sat, tripping over. Sat on the last heap of muck spoil here, which we're throwing up onto the dam. Dylan's just over there tidying up side of the island. This bit here still has to go up about another metre yet. So there's a strip of ground there, which will come onto here, and then that's to get extended. You can quite see it, there's a little blue flag there, heading towards that. So, aye. So that's it, so the dam is quite high, probably can't really pick it out on the picture, but it is about 5 metres high at the moment. So, we'll get this haymaker back before it gets dark, get it all sealed in, And that's it for the week. Right, so that's the end of the video. It's gone dark now. We've had a bit of a later finish than normal, but we've got it all tracked in and sealed in for the weekend. So, from me and Jensen, thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Cheers!